Hey guys, good to be here. Thanks, Andrew, for having us. And as you said, we came all the way from upstairs. To be fair, the Wi-Fi is a lot better down here, though. But I'm here to talk about something very specific and something that's really recent in the history of SoundCloud. This is something that we launched a couple of days ago, actually, and it's something that my team actively worked on. And I'm assuming a lot of you here are creators or people who are sort of interested in creating music and audio, and that's very much at the heart of SoundCloud. So I guess I don't have to do this in too much detail of like what actually SoundCloud is, because a lot of you absolutely know that. But if there's one thing I've learned from the history of speaking publicly is like never assume things. So what is SoundCloud? SoundCloud is the world's leading social sound platform. And we have a pretty large creator community, and there's a lot of great collaboration and very interesting musical and even non-musical things going on, but just people meeting each other and going, yeah, I should work with that saxophonist from that weird electronic music band, and let's do something with them. So we love our creators, and I guess you've all heard of this little act or like a little band called Lorde, and she kind of started off on SoundCloud with a very, very small community, and she put up her track there, and she kind of came back a couple of weeks later, and it actually blown up all over the place, and which is a really interesting case study for us to understand our creators and how sounds propagate through SoundCloud. So we reach kind of nearly 350 million listeners on a monthly basis, and you may wonder, like, why is listening so important to SoundCloud? It's because creators like to go where audiences are, and if you don't have an audience, then it's kind of a ghost town, isn't it? And then the more people you can reach with your music, the better it is for creators. And that's always been at the premise of what we do at SoundCloud, is to make sure that creators are matched with listeners. And that number you see of 12 hours per minute, so every minute that passes, we have 12 hours of audio and music being uploaded to SoundCloud. So that's pretty amazing if you think about it. And that's all kinds of music, from electronic to jazz to dubstep to spoken word. And yeah, I mean, the potential is endless. So I think we all know, and we're all mostly creators. I make music myself, and creators love to build audiences, and we help creators. And I guess Andrew also mentioned, you kind of stole the thunder a little bit there, but I'm here to talk about the Twitter integration in particular, and a lot of you know what Twitter actually is. It's a platform that, this is their mission statement taken off their website, is to give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. So going from what I just spoke about SoundCloud, and if you think about this mission statement for Twitter, I think it's pretty obvious that if you put one and one together, you get SoundCloud Twitter audio cards. So that's kind of what it looks like. So what it is a better way for listeners or consumers on Twitter to interface with your sounds. So if you're a creator and you've put up these amazing tracks, which you spent a lot of time building, and then you have fans tweeting those tracks, in the past you'd have people sort of going from Twitter to SoundCloud, and then maybe they like the track and they kind of go back to Twitter. But what we've done is we've streamlined that experience into one simple Twitter SoundCloud experience. It's a shame I can't demo that on my phone here, but I'm going to try and show you a video to see how that actually works. So this is kind of the old SoundCloud app. These are all old mocks. If you open up Twitter, you're going to see a much newer version. But so here's the SoundCloud sound in the context of a Twitter timeline, and you have a tweet. As you can see, there's a St. Vincent track right there. And in the past, when you hit play, you would go into the SoundCloud experience. But now what happens is that. So you get the SoundCloud player within Twitter. And again, if you think about this, the main thinking behind this is to get creators to listeners as easily and as seamlessly as possible. And that's another thing you can do. So you can swipe down on the SoundCloud card and continue browsing Twitter. And this is something that we're seeing is pretty powerful because a lot of people want to stay on Twitter and still experience SoundCloud. So you have the track playing in the background when you're still on Twitter. And that's pretty much the product as you see it. If I go to the next, oh, there was a demo right there. But so we kind of launched this over time. Some of the partners who launched with us, you can see some of the people here like Dead Mouse. The White House did something really interesting where they tweeted a service announcement on Ebola, which is a really important and really pertinent discussion, and that helped them reach a lot more audiences. Zed's dad was with us, NASA was with us, which is really cool. They mostly have sounds of rockets counting down and firing up into space, so if that's your thing, make sure you check it out. We had the NPR, which is National Public Radio, and Odessa, of course. And I know, Andrew, you mentioned Gilberto Gil. He was one of the launch partners for us as well, which is really cool. But the more important thing is that we're rolling this out to all creators very shortly, and that includes all of you here, most of you who have SoundCloud accounts. I guess, how many of you here actually do have SoundCloud accounts? Nice. That's a good chunk of people here. That's amazing. And so you're going to be seeing your sounds in the context of Twitter in a very different and much more engaging way. And yeah, it's just bring your SoundCloud sounds to life on Twitter. And that's basically it for me. Thank you. Oh, one other thing, just to add on, I guess, as Andrew said, we're right upstairs, and we're also hiring. So make sure you check out our jobs page. Thanks.